This is our cat Plexi, named after the guitar amp, obviously. Hey everyone, welcome to Can't Afford to Record, the YouTube channel where we figure out the art of audio production together. Well, here's a video no one asked for. I feel like I've been mixing long enough now to see a consistent pattern of plugins that I use all the time, so I thought I would share them. And although I definitely have more than 5 favorite plugins, I thought it would help keep the video a little bit more concise, and I've chosen them out of these categories: EQ, compression, reverb, delay, and utility. Starting off with my favorite EQ, I'm sure this is a lot of people's favorite EQ as well. And although I've been using it for some time, and it is probably the most used plugin on any session for me, I still don't think I've even scratched the surface of what this plugin can do. I love the fact that you can just double click, get an instant high pass filter, you can double click the other way, get an instant low pass filter, and just being able to just drag, move, cut, boost really quickly, I think is awesome. Also being able to solo the bands, listen out for certain frequencies is really helpful as well. It's really nice to do some dynamic EQing as well, just as easily as much as you need. I really feel like my knowledge on Pro Q3 is pretty embarrassing because I could definitely do far more with it than I use it for, but I love using it. I find it extremely quick, and for me it's worth the hype, it's worth the money. So that's my EQ. Compressors, well, I've definitely bought a few of these in the past, but this is one of my favorites. It is the Purple Audio MC77. There's loads of stuff I love about this, but obviously it's a great 1176 type plugin. I also really like the fact that you can switch the plugin to actually an off position and use this just for more of a preamp crunch kind of sound. I've done that definitely in the past before, where actually I don't want to use the compressor side of things at all. I just want to hi-fi it up a little bit, maybe make it a little fuzzy or distorted. You can definitely do that with this compressor. I feel like this compressor definitely has a mid-range bump. So sometimes before I even reach for an EQ, I'll put on the MC77 and just see if it thickens up a sound and gives me what I'm going for rather than trying to find a frequency. Sometimes it's sort of nice to use it with more of an analog mindset. Great on vocals, great on bass guitar, and actually recently I've even had it on my mix bus a few times. So definitely one that I use all the time. I really enjoy using it. That's the MC77 from Plugin Alliance. Reverb plugins. So I've never gone out of my way to buy a reverb plugin, and I think that's mainly because I've always ended up using stock plugins. I guess technically I did buy this one because it comes in Waves Gold, but it is just the RVerb from Waves. It really shouldn't be anything all that special, and I think it's quite an old plugin really now these days, and it could just be because it's just was one of the first I ever really started to use, but for me, that's a good enough reason. There's a particular preset I love. I use it all the time, and it's called Bright Room. And the reason why I like it is because it does add a little bit of top-end presence to the track when you add this on. So sometimes, again, there is no need to reach for an EQ because maybe this preset will just give me that presence I'm looking for. So here's a piece of audio I've just been sent recently. It needs a little bit of tweaking and EQing, so I've just got rid of some of the boomy and low end resonance on this, so that's all I'm really doing, but just wanted to show you what this bright room sounds like. That's the RVerb from Waves. Next up is my delay plugin, and the one I go to the most is HDelay from Waves. Basically, like a lot of people, I picked this up for free a few years ago whenever they were giving this one out for free, and it just became the one I use. That's basically all there is to it. I often turn off the analog because it just puts a stupid hiss into the audio, which I do not like. But apart from that, there's some really cool things I like about it. The lo-fi button is great, just adds a bit more darkness and lo-fi to the delayed sound. I really like being able to high pass and low pass the delay, so it's just not as abrasive and it just sounds a little softer when it repeats. And overall, I just find it a really intuitive and easy to use delay plugin. And one other thing I really love about this plugin is all of the presets it comes with. I think they are really, really creative. I will regularly head over to the special effects category in the presets and go through and just try a few things out, not even for a delay effect, just for a cool, interesting special effect. So I really feel like this plugin does a lot, and I haven't felt the need to go and buy a different one. So yeah, that's my HDelay. And lastly, my favorite utility plugin is Metric AB from Plugin Alliance, or Adapter, or however you say this name. I won't bore you with my lame explanation of this plugin. There's plenty of wonderful videos and tutorials on it, but I find it extremely easy to use. I really like the fact that you can make it half the size and just have it, off there, and being able to just toggle back and forth between your mix and the reference mix. You can measure your LUFS if you want and just get an idea of how loud your mix is or how loud your master is. Another really helpful feature about this plugin is to listen to different frequency chunks of a reference mix and compare it to your own. So by just hitting the sub button here, it will only play this part of the frequency, and then you can A/B that against your mix with that part of the frequency. And the same for the mids and the highs and the low mids, and you get the idea. I love to use reference mixes, so this is on my session template all the time. I suppose there are times where I turn it off and get rid of it because there's only so much A/Bing and referencing I might want to do on a particular song, but this is more often than not used every time. There you go. They are my top 5 plugins. There's loads more I could have talked about, but I wanted to be really honest and transparent and show the ones that I go to and use the most. And they might be a little boring, but I really like them. But what I would love to know are your top 5 plugins that you use all the time. They could be your stock plugins, they could be from a third party, whoever it is, whatever it is, let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you like the video, then you're more than welcome to leave me a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. And if you like it more than that, then you can subscribe right here on Can't Afford to Record. And I'll see you soon.